Hey everyone, I think I'm here. Yeah, the YouTube. So normally I use Restream for chats, but for some reason it won't connect to this live stream. So I'm gonna just use the Streamlabs chat. It's just not as nice. Because we might see duplicate messages from me or something. So I apologize in advance. I should just pay for the stream or for the Restream thing, but yeah, it's just not. I'm just not gonna for a while. So anyway, but the chat's here and stuff. So it looks like I'm thinking that unfortunately, ow, cat just scratched me. Unfortunately, the YouTube things won't show up on the screen either. So yeah, it's a little bit weird, but you know, it is what it is. It's fine. But I think I could. Let's see. Could I? Can we do a? How do I? If I can overlay something. Overlay. Bum, bum, bum. Oh yeah, there's a. Let's see. Chat. All right, I guess we could try that one. We'll see if that works. Oh yeah, braces. Oh, braces. So I guess I can. Yeah, the reason I wasn't here last week is because I had just gotten. Actually, I got braces on that Thursday, and it was supposed to be like 2 or 3 days, and you'll be fine. It is not. It was not fine. So oh good, there. Okay. Thank you, Bite Moose, for testing the YouTube stuff. At least it's showing up, which is good. Anyway, I've had bottom braces since last April because I had one crooked tooth from an injury that it didn't heal right, and so the braces were supposed to straighten that one tooth out. Well, that tooth was straightened out after like 2 or 3 months, but then it made so that process, like, you know, you're normally when you close your mouth, your teeth kind of like meet. Well, the process of straightening that one bottom tooth made my teeth kind of all get discombobulated. So like I would close my mouth and literally only one tooth on the top and bottom would touch, and the rest are just kind of like there's a gap there. And so they kept the braces on, and it just hasn't gotten any better. So now they put top braces on, even though my top teeth are perfectly straight. And they did just so they'd have something to attach the rubber bands to. And apparently the rubber bands are supposed to mush everything down so that they line up again. I don't know. It's been the most ridiculous thing. If I had to do it over, I would just have a crooked tooth on the bottom from that injury. And I only got the braces because my tongue kept getting caught on the tooth that was crooked. But I mean, the amount of blood that has been shed in my mouth since then, it's makes my tongue getting cut on the tooth nothing. So anyway, that's the story of the braces. Now I have a full set of braces, and it doesn't help that my day job is talking, and talking makes your mouth and your lips move. And so these braces not only have on the top, but also on the bottom. Now it goes all the way back, and they didn't used to. And so now there's these really sharp wires that they, for some reason, said, oh, we can't bend these in. They have to just stick out. So they cut holes into my cheeks when I talk at work all day. So yeah, it's just been a great couple weeks. But life goes on, and you know, what will be, will be. I got to turn the air conditioning on in my office. Sorry. It is, I mean, it's like single digits Fahrenheit outside. It's super cold, way below freezing, but my office just gets miserably hot. So yeah, it's over 80 in my office right now. All right, so that's on. What else is going on? I actually did pretty well, especially for you know, having so much misery. I had a fairly productive pay period this time at work after having accomplished nothing the first pay period of the year, which was really unsettling and scary. The second pay period, which ended on Friday, I did. I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, I'm still nowhere close to as productive as some of the other trainers, but it was pretty It was pretty good. Code 33301. So the Linux video stopped when I lost the job that I had when I was making them, and I got another job. I'm working at CBT Nuggets again. I worked there years ago, and then I was a sysadmin managing data centers in the Western U.S. And I lost that job, and thankfully CBT Nuggets hired me back. But they hired me back, and it's a whole different way that trainers are compensated now, and also my topic that I'm the CBT Nuggets trainer for Google Cloud now. I didn't know anything about, so it's been just a really, really, really difficult time at work. But this past week and a half was encouraging, so we'll see. I do still want to eventually get Linux videos done, and I can make even on top of that, I can do more YouTube videos. I just have to, pay my mortgage first, and we're also selling our farm. It still hasn't sold. The couple that's buying it, they have to sell their house, and so it hasn't sold. So we gave them an extension. But once our farm is sold, that will be another financial easing. We don't have to pay utilities and taxes on 2 locations. So anyway, that was a longer explanation than you were probably expecting, but yeah, I still hope to get back to it someday. Yeah, hold on. I just have to shut. I still have the restream thing open, and like half the comments are not there. So, okay. All right. Now I see them. Yeah, I hope that the teeth get there too. So I've talked to other people with braces, and they say that when you get elastics, the rubber bands that attach the top to the bottom, supposedly that's the last step in braces, but I don't know, because also when you get braces, you generally have them for a minimum of 6 months, and I just got the top braces. But since I just got top braces, for the sole purpose that they'd have something to attach the rubber bands to on the top, maybe that's fine. I mean, like I said, my teeth were already straight, so I don't know. I just want it to be over. I'll be honest, I just want it to be over. But anyway. Hold on. Does this work? Let me see. Oh, cool. Yeah, that works too. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny too, because people are starting to move away from the cloud, at least partially. Like for a lot of years, everybody was like all in, like, oh, cloud computing is what every company's going to do now. But in a lot of instances, not just like edge cases, but in a lot of instances, putting all of your stuff into any cloud provider, whether it's Google or Amazon or Oracle or Azure, is more expensive than having some on-prem stuff. Like if you happen to be transferring a ton of data, those egress fees can add up really quickly. Or if you're storing a mass amount of data, those storage fees can really add up a lot. And I mean, it's nice to be able to not have big capital expenses to buy, racks of servers, but that operating expenditure is just astronomical if you have a big infrastructure. So it's interesting. I think that it's kind of like a pendulum, like cloud came around, so everyone like all in the cloud, and like, well, maybe the right thing is a little bit right, in the middle. Some stuff in the cloud, some stuff not in the cloud. But we'll see. It probably is the case that now that I'm actually starting to learn some Google Cloud stuff, it will no longer be relevant to the industry. So that's pretty much how things go. I get up to snuff on it, and all of a sudden nobody cares about it anymore. But someday my super elite Turbo Pascal programming is just going to come back into style, and it's going to just serve me well. I learned Turbo Pascal when I was in high school on 8088 machines. Yeah. Ooh, so you're taking the exam this month. That's awesome. I I wish you the best of luck. You should report back to us too. Let us know how it goes. And I'm sorry I don't have the entire course there for you, but yeah, let us know how it goes. Bite Moose, we were all at the beginning of cloud first, then cloud is the last option. Yeah. I know. And I mean, cloud stuff, some of it's really, really cool. But yeah, some of it stinks too. So I don't know. We'll see. Oh yeah, definitely using a CRT for Turbo Pascal. Yeah, and in fact, the computers that I learned on were also, I mean, you had to boot from a floppy disk. They didn't have any hard drives, so you booted up from a floppy disk, took that floppy disk out, ran the operating system in memory, and then had to save the Pascal files onto different floppy disks and stuff. So yeah. I mean, we tend to skew a little older in this live stream. Not all the time, but yeah. We've got stories. Well, let's see. What did I do today? I'm working today on. I have to clear snow because we have a bunch of snow and it's been super cold. But all of a sudden, the weather yesterday, when I checked the weather, see, I'm talking about being an old guy in here. I'm talking about the weather. The weather said it was going to be cold, but now all of a sudden we're going to get like over the next 3 days, like several feet of snow, and our house is not ready for that. So. Yeah, I have to, as soon as this is over, I have to go out and shovel. I got to call, or I got to shovel, I got to chip some ice, and then I did get some pet safe salt for putting on the slippery spots, because all I need is for somebody in my family to fall. We live on a really steep hill, and we have lots of steps and going down like to the road, even over to the driveway. So yeah, I don't need somebody either in my family or like, the mail carrier to slip down the stairs. That's not great. I have homeowners insurance, but it's not the kind of thing you want to test out. Yeah, Scott, who we calling old? Yeah, I know. We're just well seasoned. The lot of us. Exactly. Yeah. And and Donna, yeah, I mean, she's doing really well with her heels. She's definitely recovered from surgery. We're still, I mean, well, maybe she's not. I'm still like nervous, like something's going to go wrong, but I wouldn't say that out loud to her. But she really is doing well. But yeah, a couple of years ago, she actually did slip on our steps, and it was bad. She got hurt bad. Didn't break any bones, but did some real muscle damage and stuff. And so I don't want that to happen again. So yeah. She is working now until 5:30. So when this is over at 4, I'm going to go out and chip away a bunch of ice that ended up forming on our steps, because it got warm. So it got to like, I don't know, the low 30s last couple days, and we had a bunch of snow. So that means it all packed down super, super hard, and then it froze. So now it's like just like several inches of just solid ice only on the places that you walk, which is what you don't want to have slippery. So yeah, I'm going to go out, and I got just a really, not a snow shovel, but like an actual shovel with the flat nose, and I'll just chip all of it up and then thoroughly salt it, because I do not want her to fall. So anyway, and this doesn't self-scroll, which is interesting. It's true. Shane, why in my day, we used to walk up the hill both ways, and it was snowy and icy the whole time. See? It's true, Scott. I am still in braces. I'm wearing braces. So we were at church this morning, and my wife knows lots of people because she's worked at multiple different schools. And while I worked at a school, I knew the computers. I didn't know a lot of the students, and and she's been a coach forever in multiple schools. Anyway, she just knows lots of people. We were at church, and there was a family sitting in front of us, and not one of the kids, their kid, I'm guessing he was maybe 12, was in front of us. And the part of a church service that I absolutely despise is the part where they say, okay, everybody stand up and greet the person next to you. I am not a person in a crowded room of people. I don't want to be forced friendly. I don't mind talking to people, but I don't like that anyway. But during that time, they turned around, and Don's like, oh my goodness, how are you doing? It's so good to see you. I see you got your braces off. And he's like, yeah, I got them off finally. And he had them for like 3 years. And I said, you got to tell me what that's like. And he kind of did a double take. You don't normally see a 50-year-old man wearing braces, but yeah, I got a full mouthful. So anyway, he tried to encourage me though that it'll be so great when they come off. I'm like, thanks, Dad. But yeah, it is what it is. And I was able to record a bunch of training material for my day job. Again, not for YouTube yet, but for my day job. And it went well. So, I mean, I was bleeding a couple times and I had to put wax in new places that, didn't ever exist in my mouth before, but I managed to get through it. And while they do sometimes cause me to lisp, I think I'm pretty intelligible. At least whenever we make content at CBT Nuggets, there's another trainer who does a peer review before it gets sent up to like marketing or whoever does the next step. And the peer reviewers have said that they noticed I had braces, but it didn't make it difficult to understand me. So that was encouraging for me, at least. Although in the first video I did after getting these, I'm like, all right, first we got to talk about the elephant in the room. And it's a metal elephant and it's in my mouth. Because I didn't want people to like be distracted as they're like trying to learn about SSH key pair swapping in Google Cloud. How wait, is that guy wearing braces? What are those stretchy things? Is that slobber? Like, no, they're rubber bands or vampire fangs. But yeah, rubber bands. My wife said that when she was in high school, there was a kid who had rubber bands. I mean, it's pretty common on braces, but she remembered because they gave him clear bands thinking that they wouldn't be noticeable. She said, but it just looked gross. It just looked like he had spit like stretching because it was like clear. And it was just like, meh. It looked like he just had like drooly, slobbery spit all over. So yeah, I'm kind of glad. I didn't have a choice of colors for the elastics, but I'm fine with just rubber band colored. At least they're visible. Let's see. Good one for ways not stressing therapy. Could be worse. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Could be worse. I could do it in a green hoodie. Dr. Doomish. Oh yeah. I could. It's so funny too. I spent a lot of time. I mean, you can't tell now because I haven't done anything in a long time, but on my background for like when I'm recording YouTube videos, let's see if I can turn on tracking. Yeah, there's like really, there's cool stuff and these are like sound sensitive lights over here and there's just all kinds of cool stuff for CBT Nuggets. I literally have a gray background and nothing. It's just I literally pull down it's like a screen, like a pull down screen you'd have in high school or whatever, and it's gray and nothing. I used to light it up, but I don't even turn on the lights anymore. It's just a gray nothingness that I teach from. So anyway, at least I have teeth. Ooh, yes, that is true. It can always be worse. And a bridge, is that like the partial that goes across? Yeah, because crown is the thing that I have where it's like on the top of the ground down. Yeah, I have one crown, which braces do not stick to, by the way, which is interesting. They had to like grind the side of my crown to try to rough it up, and it's still, the bracket doesn't stick right on it. It just keeps falling off. So they had to go one more tooth back, which I think might be why I have them all the way to the back of my teeth now. But anyway, yeah, that is true. And I think I mentioned maybe last week, I was kind of like talking out of turn. My wife isn't here but I don't think she'd mind at all. She had to have a tooth pulled, and they said, rather than try to do like a root canal, it's a really tricky spot or something. I don't remember what the rationale was, but pulled the tooth. And they said, and after it heals, you have to wait for it to heal. So it's going to be like 3 to 6 months or something like that. Then go into the oral surgeon, and then they can do an implant where they'll actually like drill a thing into your jawbone, and then there's like a fake tooth that actually like attaches onto that. So it's like an implant permanent tooth. And we're like, okay. And then she did. She waited, and then she actually waited over a year just because of because of health insurance when I switched jobs. But when she did go in, the oral surgeon like looked at the X-ray and he said, "You can't have an implant. Your jawbone is not like, it has to be like wide enough to support like the drilling and the screwing of the base or whatever." And he's like, you're not even close to being able to have an implant put there. And so yeah, her only choice would be to get a partial or a bridge, or the thing that, I mean, obviously, because you're just explaining it, but yeah, like I think there's like a metal part on either side that clips onto the tooth next to it. Like clips on the tooth in front and the tooth behind the gap, and then there's like a fake tooth that it kind of like sits in there. But where it is, it's like kind of out of view. It's like maybe her first molar or something, or second. I don't know where it is, but you can't really see it at all unless somebody is looking into her wide open, like So I think she's just not gonna do anything. Just gonna have the gap back there, since it bothers her a little bit, but it's not something that is that can be seen, and it doesn't affect how she can eat or anything. So anyway, yeah, apparently we're just talking about stuff because I haven't shut up, and it's been a long time since I've been able to talk to y'all. So I got stuff to say. It's a new year. Did you know that a new year happened? And I was just looking at the wall behind me, which I can't really point a camera at, but at work, if I do a certain number of, we call them skills. A skill is just like a training module. Like it has to be like 45 minutes of training in a module, and we call those skills. And if I do 100 skills in one calendar year, I get like a really nice end of the year bonus. So I made this chart on my whiteboard door on my closet. And as I do skills, I'm going to like put like sticky notes of them. And I hope that I can actually get the bonus. I didn't even come. I did about 33 or 34 skills all last year. So I'm hoping this is a much more productive year. Not just so that I get a bonus, but it'd be nice to get 3 times as much income as I did last year. Because yeah, that's the other thing about CBT Nuggets now. It's all based on productivity, and it was a rough year for productivity. Yeah. What? Another one? Yeah. No, not another one. Sorry. Just 2025. We gotta deal with this one first, and then we'll go from there. Yeah. TikTok doesn't work here in the U.S. I know that you're not all in the U.S. In fact, it might be the case that the majority of y'all are in other non-U.S. countries, but anyway, yeah, TikTok actually doesn't work anymore. And I thought when the ban happened, you just weren't going to be able to download or buy the app from the App Store, but nope, the app doesn't work at all anymore. And I did try a VPN, but that doesn't work. I think it's probably something in the mobile app, or maybe your account is like tied to your resident location, and so it just doesn't work at all anywhere in the US. Yeah. Wait, it does here. What does? TikTok works? It didn't work this morning unless they did something different. Oh, it just says it's back now. Now, I don't know what your politics are, but they're giving President Trump credit for bringing it back, which I think is I don't know, whatever. So yeah, okay. Well, it wasn't working this morning. When I woke up, I tried it, and it actually just was not working. So yeah, well, now I don't know what to talk about. Now that's what I was going to talk about for the second half hour was TikTok. No, just kidding. But it did not work in anywhere in the U.S. this morning, first thing this morning. But it does work now, apparently. I don't know what time it started working. But it surprised me that it stopped working even with the VPN. Like I tried a VPN in Canada and in the UK, and I turned off location services in case it was GPS based, but somehow they tied it to the either the account or like the App Store download. I don't even know how they did it, but they did. It was banned in the US for a while at least. But it was, I don't even know, man. It's Trump said that he was gonna like do another extension. They're making the guy sell it. He lives in Singapore, the CEO or whatever, and he has to sell it apparently. And now it's just being used as a political whatever. I don't even care, to be quite honest, but it was just weird to see. I was more interested in the technology of how it was banned than anything else. Like when I tried it in the morning, I was like, oh wow, like they actually did it. And then so of course first thing I did is I tried VPNs, and that didn't make any difference. And then I tried the turning off location services, because that's how some companies do it, based on location services and IP information. I did not get up and go try it on a web browser, because I gotta think that would have worked, unless it's tied to like your account. If you're logged in and like your account was created in the US, maybe that's how they filtered it. I didn't try it on a web browser, and now I can't because apparently it's back. So anyway, so anyway, yeah. So TikTok's back, yay! What else is going on? I don't know. The whole work thing has been a real plus for me. It was really nice that the week ended much better than it started, because the beginning of last week I was just a hurting unit, and moving my mouth, actually not even moving my mouth, was just everything in my face hurt. You think it hurts you? It was killing us. So anyway, what else is going on with everybody out there? I'm trying to think. Did we talk about Switch games at all? I don't know if we talked about Switch games, but if you don't have a Nintendo Switch, I haven't played it in years, but I did finally dig it out just to play the game Mario Party Jamboree, because it's just a fun game that you can play with a loved one, even if you're not a gamer. And my wife and I have like sat in bed and played Mario Party Jamboree a few times, and it's just a lot of fun. So yeah. Oh, you got one sitting there next to you. Very cool. Yeah, we got the little dock and hook it up on the TV, and Mario Party Jamboree is just it's just a fun little game. I don't know. It's enjoyable, and it doesn't require a lot of gaming skill. I'm not a good gamer. I'm really bad at gaming, and so it's the kind of game that you can just play if you don't normally play video games, and that's what I need. Another game that just was re-released, I think they released it on every platform, Donkey Kong Country something. I guess there was a Switch exclusive like Freeze Zone or something, but the really good version of Donkey Kong Country was just remastered for the Switch. And then they announced the Switch 2, which I gotta be honest, looks kind of dumb. The Joy-Cons are magnetized into the side, but they just look like they're going to break off to me. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So many people are now complaining about sending everyone details, data money, if you want anything to work. A large market getting back to install, run old style. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. The difficult thing is something like TikTok. It just works for people, and I think that a lot of people just don't care, which isn't great, but it seems to kind of be, I don't know. I wish more people cared about it, but the same thing with password manager. I mean, this is a different topic, but the same vein, password managers. So many people don't use a password manager, or if they do, it's just like, their browser will remember it on their laptop or whatever. Because they said, yeah, save my password randomly. But I mean, I have a real password manager. I personally use Bitwarden. And and all my passwords are different for every website. I don't know them. I only know my one password for my password manager, and that has two-factor authentication. And I don't. People just don't take login information seriously. Like when there's a data breach and like password information gets out, I'm like, well, that sucks. But at least I'm not like, well, now my password for every website I log into is exposed, because every website has their own randomized password that I don't even know. So anyway, Mario Party Jamboree, is that where you dress up as Luigi and she dresses up as Princess Peach? I don't think so. I didn't. In fact, I like to be, what is he? He's a mole. Somebody mole. It's a mole. There's a mole character, and I love it because he's kind of a chunky mole, and like when he does well, he like pats his belly. It seems very dad-like. And so yeah, I'm somebody mole, like Marty. It's not Marty. I don't know. Morty. It's not Morty. It's some mole though. That's the character that I like to play. Yeah, code 33301. Yeah, absolutely. That's all. I mean, password managers are the kind of thing they should teach in home ec class in school. I mean, that's something that students should be taught how to use, and why it's a good idea to use the password generator to make randomized passwords that you couldn't possibly remember. You should never remember Monty Mole. Thank you, Bite Moose. You should never remember the password to any website you log into. It should always be stored securely in a password manager. Yeah. Anyway, and I have my password manager password written down on paper in a safe, locked in a safe, because that is, if I'd get hit by a bus, that password will get everybody, like my family, all the passwords that they need out of my password manager. I don't think I've trained them to do that though. So I should probably leave a how-to note in the envelope with the written down password. Dear family, I'm sorry I'm not here to do this tech support for you. So that's morbid, but I probably should do that. Yeah, and exactly. And that's why I said what my whole password manager rant was. Here, I kind of went backwards here, but yeah, my whole password manager rant was not the same thing, just in the same vein, the same mentality about that sort of stuff. Just, yeah, it gets me. Yeah, watch this stream, family. I'll just put a QR code and it'll link to this live stream. That wouldn't be difficult for them to watch and all, would it? Like, he said I have to watch the whole thing. Yeah, Scott. I mean, what are the odds of that happening, right? Anybody who's new, like I know code 33301, you're new. So I had a car accident in 1999. My head went through the side window of the car, and I actually have permanent amnesia. I don't remember anything before March of 1999, and so that was awkward. Yeah, that was a difficult time. I mean, we're talking 26 years ago now, so that's amazing. But yeah, I could send messages from it would be a bit much. And I mean, I don't even have time to finish the Linux Plus course right now. So making videos that are heartfelt and well thought out and meaningful, I don't know that I have that in me. So we'll see. I guess I just have to not croak anytime soon. That'll be my goal. Like, I'm sorry, bus, you can't hit me right now. I got stuff to do. Proton Pass. All right. I have not tried Proton Pass. I used to use LastPass because that's what work used, and they still do. So I still use LastPass for CBT Nugget stuff. But for my own personal stuff, I use Bitwarden. And I know I could self-host, but I don't. I mean, it's all encrypted and it's on, in their cloud. I just pay for like a family account. It's fairly reasonable for an annual price. And yeah, I like Bitwarden. I do like, I have mixed feelings. So what does everybody think about You know, the one-time codes, you know, like the like Authy, you know, where you have like the 6-digit codes or whatever for that are good for 30 seconds, and then you know you have to type it in for two-factor authentication sites. I I have always used Authy for that, but Bitwarden, and I mean most of them now, but Bitwarden has that built in. It almost feels a little bit wrong to me for some reason to have the password manager store the passwords and the one-time code thing, because I feel like then is it really two-factor or is it just one-factor? I mean, it's still two-factor in that somebody I mean, if somebody gets access to my password manager unlocked, I mean, lights out anyway, right? But I don't know, it just feels weird to me to have both of them connected in the same password manager, but I guess it's probably fine. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I keep missing stuff here. Oh yeah, I did. I was on Chuck's podcast with him and his brother. I talked about my accident, and then I don't know if I talked about any. Like I was on his main channel a couple times too. I think we just talked about tech stuff. I don't think we talked about my car accident. But yeah, the podcast was just kind of a all about Sean thing episode. So you get KeyPass at work. So KeyPass is one of the ones that like had several names because there's like KeyPass and KeyPass 2 and stuff like that, right? Or KeyPass NG for next generation. I don't remember. Is that one of the ones where you just store the database yourself locally? I don't remember KeyPass. And there's a bunch of them now. I mean, there's like Dashlane and 1Password and I mean, of course, LastPass and Bitwarden. Now I like Bitwarden because I've been using it so long, and I like that you can host it locally, even though I don't. Yeah, the multi-factor authenticator stuff. Oh, Chuck's interview is how you found. Yeah, I didn't know that, Scott. I didn't know that was how you first came across me. Bite Moose, it's on a local server. Okay, has anybody hosted Bitwarden locally? I don't know if you still have to pay for like the pro version if you host your own database, like the other features that come along with the paid version. I seriously don't mind paying them for the software because it's not terribly expensive and it's a very, very good package. But I don't know if anybody has, I don't know if anybody that actually does host Bitwarden stuff. Oh, I haven't heard of Bitwarden. Oh, I like it. I mean, it works pretty much just like LastPass, but they've had fewer breaches, and they have some open source portions of it, and you can self-host if you want. Code 33301. You heard about me from Chuck too. Well, very cool. I haven't talked to Chuck in years. I haven't talked to Chuck in years. Hope he's doing well. Two-factor. The good hackers don't bother with her and go through the sec hole in the software. Yeah. So the frustrating part is, yeah, good hackers will find a hole in the software, or the social hacking. What is it called? Social networking? No, social networking is different. But basically tricking people into giving you their information. Social engineering, that's the term I couldn't think of. And it was that was the reason that I didn't like teaching the Pen Test Plus course at CBT Nuggets. I did not like it just because it was teaching people to be evil. And I know it was like for good, like doing it for good, but I did not like it. And yeah, but I mean, it's always going to be the most vulnerable part of any security situation is going to be the meat in the chair. I mean, people, I think that younger people are less trustworthy by default, but if you get somebody who's, in their 60s or older, you call them on the phone and say you are somebody in authority, they will generally give you a lot of information that they shouldn't. It takes a lot of training to train the instincts of just, giving information if somebody says something that sounds official. So yeah, I did not like that part about it. And because pen testers are supposed to, as part of, depending on how you're hired, but a lot of pen testers who like get a job at a place are tasked with trying to compromise employees. And like, you could be the reason somebody gets fired. And while sure, it's dangerous for the employees to not handle things well, it just creeped me out. I don't like it. It's not my thing. But that's okay, because there's other people at CBT Nuggets who did a really good job at it, and they didn't have an issue with it. So, she's looking at a side business. How small? Yeah. So it is a big thing, and I think that I would enjoy the training part of it, like to teach people how not to be drawn in, how not to be a sucker. But the actual like tricking people part, I don't like that. I just don't like that part. So yeah, but training people to function well in a hostile environment, and you have to realize that, the internet's always a hostile environment. I think that's a good thing. And, like, especially older people who might be more prone to scams or things like that, training them is a very noble thing. So, yeah. And I hope that that's successful for you, Shane, because I think that's something that companies really need. And again, that's why, pen test is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's just, it's difficult for me though. Yeah, Bite Moose, I know. And I'm just not built for that. I'm not. So anyway, but helping people to not get taken, I could do that. So whatever the defense against the dark arts, that's the IT course I should teach. Defense against the dark arts. Maybe that's after I finish Linux Plus. Maybe that's what I'll do on YouTube. Defense against the dark IT arts or something. How not to get scammed, not to get compromised. Send me $19.99 and I'll teach you. I'm bleeding pretty bad in my cheek again. I just need to learn to talk without moving my mouth. I need to be a ventriloquist. If a dude with green hair on YouTube asking you for your password. Yeah, exactly. I miss having green hair. I'll have to come back to it at some point. Maybe when spring comes, it'll be a good time to green up my hair. I'll probably wait until after the next time I have to go out to Oregon for CBT Nuggets, which will be in May. Because I like having the green hair. I didn't like being the what people focused on all the time. Like, I wanted to have actual conversations, and just having green hair makes people talk about green hair. And so, yeah, I want to kind of be incognito next time I go out. So, you're a sysadmin, Sean. You're a wizard, Harry. Yeah. Exactly. Oh, I had coffee, but it's gone. Sparkling water. Which, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have that with braces. I mean, it's carbonic acid when they put the carbon dioxide in there. I mean, there's no sugar, but there is carbonic acid. I wonder if that's a bad thing for braces. I don't want to Google that. The heat miser red hair. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I won't go with green next time. I don't know. I was just green for so long that I like green hair. I don't know. I don't know what color I could go with. Maybe a bright blue. So I have a bunch of wigs. I guess I should just maybe wear one of the wigs for a while Here, I'll make people wonder if they see the thumbnail. Hang on. I mean, maybe I go blue next time. Man, it was. I remember. Actually, I don't remember having this much hair. I don't know. I did have this much hair at some point in my life, but it's been a long time, man. Can you get wigs cut? Can they like cut them like cut hair? Because I mean, it's pretty shaggy, dude. Yeah, it is. I got green braces, blue hair, and yellow water. Yellow water. Okay, that was bad. Lemon water. Yeah, I don't know if I can pull off blue. Green somehow just worked for me. But I don't know. So TikTok is back. That was short-lived. It's going to be super cold the next couple days here. Single digits. And looks like lots of snow. Oh, we have a winter weather advisory finally. Let's see. Looks like we're going to get 7 inches of snow overnight. And then, oh my goodness. And tonight, the wind chills are going to be 25 below zero Fahrenheit. 25 below zero. That's going to be cold. Oh dear. Oh dear indeed. My gosh. So, yeah. Glad that the furnace is working. Anyway, sorry. Yeah. I think blue suits me all right. I'll just think about what color to be in, like, it'll probably be the middle of May. Shane, you know what? I'm not yet. It's just I put my air conditioner on low and it's now 68 degrees in my office, which is perfect because it was over 80. My office is at the very top of our house. We have an old house. It's not insulated well. It's drafty. So, the thermostat is downstairs where people are usually downstairs. That's where the main living area is. And so the heat has to run to keep the downstairs warm. And the heat rises, comes up top here, and the furnace kicks on to get it warm, and it comes up here. And it just, in order to keep it at a normal temperature downstairs, upstairs is just sweltering. So, yeah, we have a ceiling fan in the staircase that actually blows down, trying to get some of the air to go back down. I just don't know of a better way to do it. I have all of the heater vents upstairs are sealed off, so the furnace never blows heat up here. But anyway, Linux Guy, hi, good to see you. Can I see posts from YouTube? Yes, I can. Bite Moose. I switched from Restream. I'm just using the Streamlabs thing. Here's the downside. The downside is if I leave a comment, it blasts it everywhere. So it will do it 3 times, see? So it puts it everywhere. That's the downside of using this this tool. Restream does chat right. I got to give them credit. They do live stream chats right, but only if you use their platform. 25 below. Ooh. Yeah, 25 below zero. So the coldest I've ever been in, when I went to Michigan Tech, which is in the northern part of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, they canceled school because the wind chill was 78 below zero. But they canceled classes after my class. So I went out in that weather first thing in the morning. I had a morning class, and then at 10 o'clock, a.m., they canceled classes for the day because it was so cold. But I had already walked across campus and 78 below zero. Those are some of the things I don't mind that I don't remember. But I've lived in a 150-year-old house in upstate New York. Oof. Impossible to keep warm or cool. Yeah, I don't know. It is frustrating, but I also don't. I can't. I can't. I have one window in my office, and I can't open it to let in cool air, and I turn on air conditioner in the middle of winter because there's no screen. Because that's where I feed the birds. Like I have to open the window to put bird seed in the bird feeder, and so there's no screen, so I can't just open the window. I guess I could and cool it off really quickly. But yeah, anyway. First world problems, turning the air conditioner on in the middle of winter. But again, it gets so hot up here that I basically have to, or I can't work. So also I have a blanket on my head now because this is pretty warm. So take that off for now. Yeah. So when we're done here, I got to go out and shovel. Not looking forward to that. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I just looked at the clock too, but Moose, I was like, oh, well, it's getting close to shovel time. So, yeah. But again, my wife has done it work in an hour and a half, and I do not want her to slip and fall. So it's for a good cause. Oh, since I talked with everybody, I don't think I mentioned our car. I think it's the alternator, but I don't know. The battery wouldn't charge. We almost got stranded. So now our car is just parked in the top of the driveway. And once our emergency fund builds up a little bit, I'll take it into the shop to get it fixed. So we are driving my truck around as our only vehicle now. But I have to admit, it is it's pretty nice because my truck is pretty, it's a big 4-wheel drive truck and we've needed it. Our car does really well in the snow too because it's all-wheel drive, but I got big chunky tires and 4-wheel drive. I don't know, it's cool. So I get to drive my truck around, which is nice. I do. Having to drive my truck is fun. So anyway. Oh, my wife is just texted one of our group chats here. Oh, it's about a book that comes out. Book release date is Tuesday for book 3 of a series that everybody in the family likes. So yeah, I think it is. I'm guessing it's an alternator, and it's it's a kind of thing where the car is a new enough car that everything is so integrated into the computer. When it was nighttime and the alternator wasn't charging the battery for whatever reason, and the computer is something's wrong with the charging system. And then as the battery level went down, it started shutting things off. All of a sudden the seat warmers wouldn't work anymore. And then the blower on the heater, it isn't like it was slowing down. It's just the computer in the car decided what to shut off slowly. It was shutting down the car's extremities to keep the core running. It was fascinating to watch, but it's so integrated that I don't even know. I mean, it could be the alternator, it could be, an alternator sensor or something. I looked and it wasn't the serpentine belt. But yeah, I don't know what it is. And alternators are crazy expensive now too. But anyway, it'll be fine. And right now we're just driving my truck. Shane, the book series is Empyrean. I don't know. It's the first one was Fourth Wing. The second one was Iron Flame, and this one is Onyx something, Onyx Dragon something. I don't know, but it's a romantasy, but a little bit more dragons than humping, to put it not gently. There's a little bit of a couple spicy scenes, I guess, in the books, but it's a lot about dragons and stuff. So anyway, book 3 comes out and on Tuesday, and there's a big book release, and yeah, Yeah, Renee. Yeah, exactly. And my wife works at the bookstore, so I mean, the secret is, she actually has a copy that she's reading this weekend because the store cannot sell them before Tuesday. I mean, they absolutely can. In fact, there's a release party in the next town over, and they had to get special permission from the publisher to do a release party the night before. So Monday night, tomorrow night, they have a release party where they can sell the books, but they had to get special permission from the publishers. So yeah, so my wife has been reading it, but just because she works at a bookstore. I mean, there are some super nerdy perks from when your wife, or if you are a person who works at an indie bookstore. So cool. ARCs. I mean, the notion of getting an advanced reader copy of a book in years past was like, oh, I couldn't even imagine. But now, I mean, she gets just a steady supply of ARCs, and about half of them, half the books or the publishers now will just do digital ARCs. And so pretty much any book that I want that's coming out, we can get, usually, unless it's super popular. They usually don't send out ARCs for super popular books, but for most books, you can get either a paperback ARC or a digital ARC. And ARC is ARC, Advanced Reader Copy. It's just really cool. Really, really cool. Yeah, I'm totally flexing. I mean, it's a nerdy flex, but I'm not going to lie. It's pretty stinking awesome. Yeah, I mean, my wife was a librarian, and now she works at an indie bookstore. I mean, that's hot. I'm just going to say it right there. That's, yeah, that's pretty hot. So anyway, I've gotten some books early. There's the last John Scalzi book. Was it Starter Villain? No. Yes. Maybe it was Starter Villain. I got an advanced reader copy of. In fact, she was at a book convention for work, and John Scalzi was there, and he signed an ARC for me, which was pretty nice. So, yeah. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Yeah, it's yeah. Oh, I don't know this one. I've never heard of this. Hack to the Future. I have to look that up because it sounds nerdy, right? Play on words with the movie, but also hack. It sounds pretty cool. You want the hardback? Okay, that sounded a little bit pervy now because I was just saying that it's hot that my wife works at a bookstore. Oh, nonetheless, I have been reading a ton of stuff. There should be like a nerdling book club. Gosh, we should so do a nerdling book club because I suspect that a lot of us have similar taste in genres and stuff. Right now, I know it's like 2 minutes left, so I'll tell you what I'm reading right now. I am reading The Great Insurrection series by David Beers. And it's just pretty standard sci-fi stuff. It's pretty good. And before that, I was reading Hunter Blaine's vampire books, but that series isn't done. I finished like the first 10 books and it's still not done, which is frustrating. Before that, Craig Robertson's series Galaxy on Fire. I don't know. I don't know. I read a lot of books. I reread the Bob series. If anybody hasn't read the Bob series, that's really good. This series this stream has taken a turn. I mean, it has, but come on, nerds are nerds, right? We got a nerd. But yeah, book club. Oh man, it'd be so much. Yes, the Bobiverse. Do you not know about the Bobiverse? It's so yeah, like here's the first one. Bobiverse 1, We Are Legion, We Are Bob. It's great. Yeah, it's a great series. I think there's how many are there? There are currently 5 in the Bobiverse, and I had to reread the first 4 because it'd been so long. So, oh, you know it. Okay, yeah, it's good. All right, we're like after time, so I'm gonna go shovel. I'm gonna get my wife, and yeah, we'll have to have a a book club and maybe a tea club because I really want a cup of tea when it's cold, and it's cold. So I'm gonna go shovel, and then I'm gonna come in, make a cup of tea, and drink it, and then get my wife. Anyway, have a great week, everyone. And if I have another productive week at work, maybe YouTube really is in my future, but I don't want to jinx it. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, take care, everybody, and hopefully I'll see you online, or if not, hopefully next Sunday works, and I'll see you then. Bye.